Dear students, welcome to the session. In today's session, we'll discuss lateral earth pressure. So, what is lateral earth pressure? It is the pressure that soil exerts in horizontal direction. It's the pressure that soil exerts in the horizontal direction or lateral direction. There are three categories of pressure: earth pressure at rest, earth pressure, active earth pressure, and passive earth pressure. Okay, so these are the three categories: earth pressure at rest, active earth pressure, and passive earth pressure. What do you mean by earth pressure at rest and active earth pressure and passive earth pressure? Earth pressure at rest refers to the lateral pressure caused by earth which is prevented from lateral movement. Means the name itself it is mentioned that earth pressure at rest without any lateral movement. Okay, and active earth pressure. The active state occurs when a retained soil mass is allowed to relax or deform laterally and outward to the point of mobilizing its available full resistance. See here, the difference between active earth pressure and passive earth pressure are both similar, but here if you see here the active state, if you see this word outward, away from the soil mass, and this passive towards the soil mass. Okay, see here the passive state occurs when the soil mass is externally forced laterally and inward towards the soil mass. So this is called passive earth pressure. We see a example problem on lateral earth pressure at rest. Okay, so for a retaining wall, if you see this is a retaining wall shown in the figure below, determine the lateral earth pressure at rest. This is the important. The condition is very important, whether it is a rest or active or passive. Okay, so here the condition is given as a rest. Per length of wall, also determine the location of resultant force. So here we need to determine the lateral earth pressure at rest and determine the location of resultant force. It's very simple. So there are two layers. The first layer is a depth of 2.5 meters, and this is the ground surface. And below the depth 2.5 meters depth, there is a groundwater table, and then 2.5 meters below. The unit weight of the unsaturated soil is 16.5, and the angle is given 30. And here unit weight of saturated soil is given 19.3, and the angle is given 30. So we'll see how we calculate a lateral earth pressure at rest. So we have the condition K0 is equal to 1 minus sin pi. Okay, so 1 minus sin pi, what is the pi is given 30 degrees. So 1 minus sin 30 is 0.5. At z, see z means here, the starting from the ground surface. So when z is equal to 0, all the stresses are 0. When z is equal to 2.5, so these stresses will be considered. So what are the things considered? At z is equal to 2.5 meters, 16.5 into 2.5. 16.5 means unit weight of unsaturated soil multiplied by depth. 16.5 multiplied by 2.5 gives you 41.25, and multiply with 0.5. Okay, gives you 20.63 km per meter square. And now similarly, if z is equal to 5 meters, then 16.5 multiplied by 2.5, see this 16.5 multiplied by 2.5 plus 19.3 is saturated. So we have to deduct unit weight of water, that means 9.81. So 19.3 minus 9.81 multiplied by this 2.5. If it is 3 meters here, then it is multiplied by 3 meters. So if you see here, at z is equal to 5 meters, 16.5 multiplied by 2.5 plus 19.3 minus 9.81. This 9.81 is unit weight of water, and multiplied with height 2.5 gives you 64.98, and multiplied with K0 0.5 gives you 32.49. Here you have to draw the diagram. See, this is base. How much at z is equal to 5, 32.49, and z is equal to 2.5, 20.63, and z is equal to 0 is 0. So draw triangles, just join the points and you will be getting a diagram like this. And now you have to calculate hydrostatic pressure distribution, this one. So here at z, from z is equal to 0 to z is equal to 2.5, pore pressure is 0. See here, z is equal to 0 to z is equal to 2.5, there is no pore water pressure because there is no water table here. When there is no water table, pore water pressure is equal to 0. Water table starts from 2.5 to 5 meters. So at z is equal to 5 meters, we know the formula, unit weight of water multiplied by depth of the or height of the saturated soil. So what is the height here? 2.5. And what is the unit weight of water? 9.81. So 9.81 multiplied by 2.5 gives you 24.53. So that is the 24.53 at z is equal to 5. So this is the picture you have to draw based on the values. Now this is how to find out lateral earth pressure. We also have active and passive lateral earth pressure theories. Rankin's earth pressure theory and Coulomb's earth pressure theory. I will show you one more example problem for you to better understand. And there are different cases here. For horizontal backfill and vertical back to face, we have to use this formula. Okay, if it is inclined, we have to use this formula where K0 is equal to, and if it is inclined backfill, then we have to use this formula. Okay, so it depends upon the type of the condition. Here we'll see one more example problem. Determine the active force per unit length. See here, this is the active earth pressure at active. So the previous problem we have seen that is for the rest, and this is active. So here, what is the condition given? 3 meters, this is the ground level, and 3 meters and 3 meters height. In the first layer it is 16, and second layer it is 18 km per meter cube. So unit weight of soil, right? So here the groundwater table lies at 3 meters. Again the same type of problem. The groundwater table is not started at the surface. It lies in the below the ground depth of 3 meters. And angle is given 30 degrees in the first layer and 35 degrees in the second layer. So we have to use the formula K0 is equal to 1 minus sin pi divided by 1 plus sin pi. Okay, so K0 is equal to 1 minus sin pi. In the first case, we are doing for the first case, upper layer, so 30 degrees, and in the down layer 35 degrees, right? So use the formula and calculate the values. So now we have the value of K0 for the upper layer and lower layer. Now same, at z is equal to 0, stress will be 0. At z is equal to 3, so see, z is equal to 0, it means surface, no stresses, so it is 0. At z is equal to 3, we have unit weight of water, unit weight of soil and height 3 meters. So 3 multiplied by 16. 16 is the unit weight of soil and 3 is the height of the soil. So 16 into 3, 48. So you have to write 48, and this 48, since it is upper layer, 48 multiplied with 1 by 3. Whatever the value you get here, you have to multiply with this 48. So 1 by 3 multiplied with 48 gives you 16. Now z is equal to 3 meters and the lower layer. Okay, now you have to consider for the lower layer. So what is the total? What is the value you got here? 48, right? Now 48 multiplied by 0.27. Okay, now you will be getting 13. So it's very simple. Whatever the value you get, that should be multiplied with K0 of both layers. Okay, so 13 you will be getting for the bottom layer. And now as z is equal to 6, at z is equal to 6, you have from ground surface to bottom. So 16 multiplied by 3 plus this 18 is a saturated zone. So 18 minus 9.81, as I told you, 9.81 is unit weight of water. So 18 minus 9.81 multiplied with 3 meters. See here, 3 into 16 is upper layer plus 3 into 18 minus 9.81, since it is a unit weight of water. So you will be getting 72.57. And now this 72.57 should multiply with the down layer only. No need to consider upper layer K0. Okay. For the upper layer, you have to consider both k naughts, but for the down layer, z is equal to 6 meters, you have to consider only the bottom layer. So 72.57 multiplied with 0.271 gives you 19.67. Now, pore water pressure at z is equal to 0, u pore water pressure is equal to 0. U means pore water pressure. At z is equal to 3, again pore water pressure is 0 because there is no groundwater table lies in this area. Now z is equal to 6, there is water table. How much depth water table is there? 3 meters. So 9.81 multiplied with 3 gives you 29.43. Okay. Now what is the total active pressure? The total active pressure means we have to calculate the location of the resultant. So how to calculate? We have the formula to calculate the z bar. If you remember structure mechanics 1, to calculate the moment, to calculate the centroid, z is equal to, or y bar is equal to a1 y1 plus a2 y2 plus a3 y3 plus a4 y4, so on, divided by total area. Similarly, here we have to do the same. First we have to calculate, see this is area of first rectangle, first section, area of second section, area of third section. We'll see what are the different shapes we got here. See, based on the data or based on the values what we get, the ground is 19.67. If you see here, at z is equal to 6 meters, 19.67, and at z is equal to 3, it is 16, and at z is equal to 0, it is 0. So see here, at z is equal to 3 meters, 16, and z is equal to 6 meters, 19.67, and at z is equal to 0, it's 0. So just connect all the points. So you will be getting in this shape, and this is pore water pressure 29.43. So how many sections you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, isn't it? So one rectangle and 3 triangles. Similarly, just look at here. What is the area? How to calculate? If you see the sections, triangles and the rectangle. So let us consider this is the first section, second, third and fourth. So for the first section, let us say it's at the area of a triangle. So what is the formula to calculate area of triangle? Half into b into h. So half into, what is the breadth? 3 meters. And what is the height? Breadth is 16 and height is 3 meters. So using the formula, half into base into height plus second is rectangle. So what is the area of rectangle? Length into breadth. So 3 into 13. 3 into 13 plus similarly for the third rectangle, third triangle, half into base into height. So we have, for the third section, this is the only breadth. So total is 19.67 and 13 is the rectangle part, and the remaining is third section part. That means 6.67. So we'll just deduct from that and calculate the area of third rectangle, and similarly do the fourth rectangle also. So fourth triangle, this is also triangle, right? So calculate all the areas and find out y bar using y1, y2, y3. What is the y1 for this triangle? Base into height, sorry, h by 3. So this is h by 3. So we have to consider from the ground level. So whatever the height is there from ground surface, this is 3 meters plus we have to consider this triangle. So h by 3. 3 plus what is h? 3. So h plus 3 by 3. That means 3 plus 3 by 3. 3 plus 3 by 3. And similarly, if it is for rectangle, it is h by 2. That means 3 by 2. So similarly, you have to do for the another triangle also. Then you will be getting 1.78 meters. So this is the resultant force. I hope this explanation is clear, right? So I suggest everyone to do some example problems for your better understanding. Thank you.